Hey everybody, welcome to Surprise Radio. I'm really excited today to have the amazing up and coming band Twist It with me. Thank you guys for joining me.
Of
Yeah,
course,
thanks
we're
for having
excited.
us.
So, would you mind introducing yourselves?
Go ahead.
Sure. I'm Logan, guitarist in Twisted.
I'm Sarah. I play drums.
I'm Kayla. I sing.
And where are you based out of?
Right outside Philadelphia.
Now, the name Twist It, is there a meaning behind that, or did you just thought it sounded cool?
Yeah, there's a story. So about like 2 years ago,
It was right when we first started the
yeah,
band.
it was just me and Logan at the time. Kayla didn't join us yet. And we liked the band Korn, and they have the one song called Twist. And we would always like joke around and put that song on. And so for a while, our band name was just called Twist. But then we found out that that was already a band, and we decided to just add it to it.
Yeah, we're
And,
just looking at it. There's like I in the middle and then T at the end. There's like, screw it. Let's just do Twisted.
and then we just like
Because
that. And
Twisted is also pretty common.
Yeah.
I've seen there's actually a couple bands in our local area that are already named that.
and our we had a logo before this one, and we ended up changing like the the I and the T were different colors, so we thought that was a cool concept. But then we changed our logo now, so it's a little more hard rock and in your face, but
Aggressive.
that's where it
Yeah.
came from.
Twisted is such an open-ended word too. It's like,
Yeah, I mean like
What?
people in our comments are like twist it, bop it, pull it. And we're
Yeah.
like, yeah, you can do yeah.
sure.
Yeah, sure. Take it from that too.
Yeah.
And I know that you guys, as far as Kayla is concerned, just joined this year, but how long have you actually been together?
So this February will be 3 years, and Kayla joined
A
a
little
little
over
over
a
a year
year.
ago. Yeah, like last October.
Yeah, last October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about some of your influences and heroes. They can be musical or non-musical.
I would say as far as like overall sound and what we're influenced by, like writing, a lot of people say we kind of sound like Evanescence or Flyleaf.
hmm
We definitely take inspiration from like Spirit Box. What else?
Yeah, for the instrumentals, like the different parts of the music, I feel like inspirations come from different bands. So like musically wise, we're definitely heavier. So probably like Spirit Box and Evanescence could be heavy sometimes. And then vocally wise, definitely more like Flyleaf and then Evanescence too.
Yeah. I think it's
And
sometimes like really hard to compare because I get a lot of people like, oh, I'm in a band. And like, oh, what kind of music? And I'm like, oh, it's hard rock. And they're like, okay, well, who could you compare it to? And it's so hard to say because I feel like we really just kind of pull from so many different artists and tried to make a blend of something that was a new sound.
Mhm.
So like we get a lot of comparison. I think just because I'm a female vocalist in like the rock world, I hear a lot of Haley Williams from Paramore, Amy Lee, Evanescence, and then Lacey Sturm from Flyleaf. But I don't think that we kind of like sound exactly like any of those bands. I think we also draw from like Linkin Park. We have a lot
Mhm.
of like
yeah,
the genty kind of progressive bands like
yeah, like
Periphery
yeah.
and
hmm
but individually I think we all kind of have
Our
our own little genre.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then bring it together.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I've been listening to a lot of pop punk lately,
Yeah.
which is fun, like newer pop punk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we all kind of bonded over having the same music
Music.
taste. That's
Mhm.
She
Yeah.
was like, we stalked you on Instagram and I saw that you liked Sleep Token and
Bad
All these weird
Omens.
yeah,
bands
all the
that-
bad omens and yeah, so all those kind of like I feel like hard rock is such a big
Open genre.
genre now that like you can literally say like anything. But
Yeah.
but the bands are so different. Like I can say I like Linkin Park and I like I don't know, what's a different band that's also considered rock but not like Linkin Park.
I mean,
I don't know, Falling in Reverse
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
You
something.
could say,
yeah, both are
they all have like
technically,
their
like,
hard rock
rock.
elements and stuff.
Uh-huh.
but they're totally different. So
Now, I know that you guys have a pretty public persona. You're all fairly active on Instagram. What's something about you that we don't know?
Hmm. Well, I guess out of like music world and out of playing guitar, I like playing video games, and I'm a huge anime nerd too. So I'm a pretty big nerd outside of music for sure. I
But you
love
can tell
Psy.
that by looking at him.
Yeah, I mean, you
so
can look
it's
at
not
me and be
really,
like, yeah, he definitely is a weeb.
yeah, yeah.
Um, both of them make fun of me because they ask me this all the time, and I literally like do not have any hobbies outside of music. I used to do competitive gymnastics, but then I quit that for music. But I guess something people don't know is I absolutely love Christmas, and I listen to Christmas music year round.
I knew she was gonna say that. The Christmas decorations came up in like August, and they won't go down until
They go down pretty
some
quick.
of them go down. She has a really big Yeti in the middle of her house, and I think it
That
stays
stays up
up
all
all
year.
year round. So
Yep.
she got like 8 Christmas trees in here.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know much. I mean, I feel like I'm really an open book. So
Well,
like
you and I bond off of anime.
yeah, me and
We
Logan
like
both
shows,
bond
TV
in
shows.
anime, the anime world.
You travel the world every
I
week.
travel a lot, but I put that all on social media anyway. So
Everybody knows that.
everybody knows that. Yeah. I guess I like to read books. I read a lot of books. I read 120 books last year.
Which one was your
So-
favorite?
Ooh, that's really tough. I can't honestly remember any of them because I read them so fast. Like it would be like, oh, I really like that book. Next, and it would be 3 a.m. and I'd finish the book at 5, and then go to bed for 2 hours and wake up and start the
Start
day.
another one.
So yeah.
So back to music. Do you guys have a favorite song to sing or play?
Should we do a cover and a
I was
original?
yeah, like of our own or like a cover or
You can do one of each. How about you do one of each if you've got one?
Sure.
I think for a cover, I guess this is kind of multiple, but we have like this little song like mashup, and it's like 4 minutes, and it's like 4 rock emo songs mashed into one. But I always like playing that because it's funny seeing like everyone be like, oh my gosh, I know this, and then ending abruptly, going to the next, and just seeing everyone like how they react to that, and it's just fun to play. And then original wise, I would have to say Faded, just because I really like the drum parts in that, and it's just different and fun to play.
So original wise, probably I've always liked Faded to play live because it's more technical, and I love that stuff, like very genty, you could say. And cover wise, like a live cover we play, or
Yeah.
like I like the mashup too. So I like all the songs in there. They're
Mhm.
always fun to
So you just copied Sarah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my answer.
yeah, well, it is fun. I think that is probably my favorite one. And then there's, the Paramore ones are always fun to play. Actually, at our last show, the We Are Kings song.
Oh, We the Kings, yeah.
Yeah, that one was
Check Yes,
perceived.
Juliet.
Yeah, that one was perceived pretty well. So that was
Yeah.
fun too.
That was the first time we covered that one, the Check Yes Juliet by We the Kings. That one's really fun, especially when everybody knows it. I think I prefer to do songs that like I get a lot of audience interaction from. So like Bitter is probably my favorite to sing because I like seeing everybody involved and like kind of really enjoying the
We
music
make them
and
sing it.
yeah, we make them sing back with us. And so it's cool to get that call and response. And same with we do the Panic at the Disco song,
Yeah.
I Write Sins Not Tragedies. So there's a lot of times where I can just like stop singing a line in that and the whole audience will just sing it. And it's really cool to like get that kind of I love
Uh-huh.
like connecting with the audience.
Yeah.
So live, I would say any song that I can do that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Now, I know you just talked about covers, but is there a cover that you'd like to do that maybe you don't think would necessarily sound right or that not everybody would be on board with?
Yeah. I feel like
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're not a screamer band, but like I love like that hardcore metal and like screaming stuff. But yeah, like if we were to do able to do like Periphery or something like that'd be super sick, but it's not up our
Yeah.
alley.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the bands we look like even like Spirit Box, Periphery. I love Tool and Rush, but if I played that, I feel like our audience is like I feel like there's people that would appreciate it, but some people would look at us and be like, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
Why are they playing a 10-minute long song? But
Yeah. I love I don't know. I really love like upbeat choruses and like a lot of that happens in pop and pop punk, but obviously like I feel like those are boring sometimes instrument wise. So these guys would never want to play any of those boring songs. But like, like Chapel Roan, like that would be cool to
Yeah.
do like a one of those.
Well, we can make like a
Yeah, we could do like a
pop,
heavier cover
yeah,
or something
yeah.
like that,
Like
but it's
something
kind of
like that'd be
outside of
cool.
our genre. Also, any of like early 2000s or 2010s, kind of like the emo wave of like Escape the Fate or 3 Days Grace or something like
Yeah.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
And on that, I was kind of curious. I know that I haven't seen you do any collabs. Is there a dream collab that you'd like to do on Twisted? And is there a dream collab that you personally would like to, a band that you would love to do a collab with?
That's such
Good
a
question.
good question. I feel like I feel like we're not really in the realm yet of like thinking about collabs because it feels
I
still
try to think
surreal.
like artists like who we're most similar to.
Yeah.
Like somebody like we've been told before, like if we did a collab with Courtney from Spirit Box,
Right.
like that'd be sick. Like back to Spirit Box, like that would be super
Yeah.
dope.
That would be cool.
Like
feel
she
like
could lay down
I-
the screens
yeah.
on it. Like
I
that'd be
have
cool.
such like a lower reaching goal, I feel like right now, because I don't want to think too high and I don't want
Right.
to aim too high, like
I know I haven't thought about like who we want to collab with.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
we have, if you ever heard of the band called Deadlands,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
friends with them, and
yeah,
we've
that would
always
be
talked
fun.
about like that would be a cool
Yeah,
That'd be
collab
fun,
to do.
because Casey's an
with-
awesome screamer.
Yeah, and they're
which-
also a 3-piece band too. So like
Well, now
that
they're a
would
4-piece.
well,
Yeah.
I think it would go.
Yeah, it would
It'd
be
be
cool to
fun.
have like a scream singer to kind of like collaborate
Yeah, like
with
go back and
do
forth.
that.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
any kind of even just like another female vocalist or like I don't know. I really
would be
never
cool
thought
with-
about
yeah.
it. Yeah.
I
So-
guess any of the like, I don't even know what I'm gonna say. But
I know. What do you think you could see us with any artist? You have anything in mind that we would be a good collab
Yeah,
with?
I do think that some of your songs would lend to having somebody that can scream with you.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know if you saw Spirit Box's cover that Ginger came out and not cover, but the song that Tatiana came out and sang with them, and she did some screams underneath Courtney's singing. Things like that would sound really good. But I also think that it would be neat to hear a male singer harmonize with you or something like that. I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
necessarily have anybody in mind, but I just
Yeah, that's
thought
kind
that
of how I feel. I'm like, yeah, it would be cool to have a dude voice, but I don't know. Anybody's really like Noah from Bad Omens, a great singer.
yeah.
Trying to think about
and
anybody.
y'all are in the
like-
Pennsylvania area. You could do something with someone like Karma. I don't know if you know them, but Jackson is a hell of a singer.
yeah.
So I think that you two would sound really good together.
Yeah. It's all thinking.
Yeah,
We're all
yeah.
getting it. Now
Yeah.
there's something to think about in the future. 2025.
Now, I know that you guys are still fairly new. Like you said, you've only been this unit for about a year, but so you probably haven't done very many tours. But do you have a favorite venue that you've played at?
Oh, yeah.
There's this place called Reverb in Reading, Pennsylvania, and that's definitely my favorite venue. It's really cool. We got to open for Taproot and Head PE there. And the first time we played there, like obviously no one knew who we were, but then we met a bunch of people and we got a bunch of new fans from that show. And it's really cool because when we came back it was like 2 months later, a ton of people came to see us from the first show. And we're like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. That was like our first time really like seeing that
having-
many people come out from like seeing us before.
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely
Yeah, that was
my-
a good. I think we all really liked Reverb.
Yeah,
was
no, that was
kinda-
my favorite place to
Yeah.
play for sure. Because we saw Sarah and I saw Sleeping with Sirens there like a year before we played. And I told her, I was like, it would be so sick if we were to play here someday. And then like a year later, we're on this same
Playing there.
stage. I'm like, this is such like a cool full circle moment.
Uh-huh.
Right
Yeah, they
there.
gave us a barricade. It was like our first barricade.
Yeah, it was, like, pretty legit.
And I felt really professional there.
Yeah.
So, but it was really cool. Like the audience was I feel like I based the venue like how much I like the venue off how good the crowd is sometimes.
Yeah.
So like we played at Artie's in Jersey in Frenchtown.
Mhm.
Mhm, that was fun.
Yeah, we were opening
that
for the
place is cool.
Millionaires, and all of the all of the little emo and scene kids that were there were so sweet and nice, and they came up to the merch table after the show and were like just giving us so much love and
Mhm.
like following us on Instagram. It's really nice.
Yeah,
So I also liked it
that
there.
was a good
Yeah.
experience too.
Now, I know that you just said that you don't like to aim too high, but let's aim high for just a minute and tell me about some dream tour mates. If you were to go on tour, someone that you would love to tour with, it could be, as a matter of fact, give me a couple of answers. Give me a national band that you'd love to tour with, and then give me like a local band that you think would just be a lot of fun to. I know that you just mentioned somebody a minute ago, but a local
Okay.
or smaller band that you'd love to tour with.
Um, Even like our we keep mentioning this band, but they're called Deadlands. They're from Long Island and they're super nice. They're metal band. She's a screamer, so I think that would be a really fun show
Yeah,
and just
yeah, they're all around our age too, which is
Yeah.
kind of nice to like be able to bond with people on the same level as you and be on tour with them and experience that together. So we
Mhm.
don't feel like too babyish, I guess. Because a lot of more successful bands are obviously older, so there can be a little bit intimidation
Intimidation.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in our bio, one of my favorite bands that I've been liking recently is Catch Your Breath,
Mhm.
and we have like a kind of similar sound with them on like the poppy side. And I think if I'm shooting high, I think that a tour with them would be super cool.
Yeah.
And as for like a smaller band locally, there's another band, If Not For Me,
Mhm.
and they're actually based out of Pennsylvania, like an hour away from where we are right now.
Yeah.
I feel
So
like
like,
If Not For Me is kind of big right now though. Like they're getting I think
Yeah,
they're going
they're
on tour
getting-
with Catch Your Breath.
Yeah,
I
they
think,
are,
right now.
yeah.
That's so cool.
see, we got to
So
get
we
on
would be
that.
on that tour.
Yeah, see, look at
The
that.
Catch Your Breath, If Not For Me,
Yeah.
and Twist It
There we
tour.
go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That actually sounds like a great tour. I have
Yeah,
that'd
featured
be fun.
If Not For Me before, so
Oh, nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I think
awesome.
I have Deadlands in my queue. I don't remember, but I know I've
Yeah.
heard of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Casey's cool. I don't know in terms of like bigger bands, I feel like
I'm shooting high Bad Omens.
Yeah, I would say
right.
Like-
Sleep Token.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right. Oh my God, please. If I ever got onto a Sleep Token, that would be crazy.
You're
But
headed that way. I don't know if you realize it, but you are headed that way.
well,
I don't know if you've heard your music or not. But, y'all are
maybe
really
too
good.
much. No,
Thank you.
thank you. Sometimes like the music just becomes noise. I can't like hear it anymore because when you're in the studio writing it and then you get out and you're listening to it, it just doesn't sound like a song anymore. So I feel like I've broken it up in so many. So it's hard to
Yeah.
like it's hard to hear the song as a song. I wish I could forget that we recorded it and just hear it for the first time
I know.
and see what other people see.
Yeah,
But you know,
I would love to hear like our song. Just
yeah,
how,
as an
like,
outsider.
Yeah, I was like just like a listener and never hearing the song
Mm-hmm.
before. Just wonder how that feels.
1,000 times better, probably.
Yeah.
Well, to a degree, you have kind of done that. I know that at the beginning of the year, you released a couple of songs and then you re-released them with a lot more production. So, did you kind of, I kind of wanted to ask you about that. What was the process of that? Did you guys start producing the music or did you get an outside person to do that? Because there was definitely some depth added to the music about midway through the year.
Well, we finally like I guess we like recorded songs before around places around here, but we never really knew
We
exactly.
wanted to take it to the next level and
Yeah.
with like production and quality and the sound. And so Sarah and I go to a music school and we talked to the owner because he has some pretty good connections with people in the industry. And we told him, we were like, we really want to do this and we want to up our sound and the quality. And so he asked around and we worked with a producer. His name is Kyle Odell. And we flew to Nashville, which is where he was located, and then recorded.
Yeah, put together some
Yeah,
songs with
put
him
together some songs.
for
with
like
a-
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how long we're. I was only there for half the time, and then they were there for the rest of the half because it was like over Thanksgiving, and I had only joined like a few weeks before, if like a month at
Yeah.
that. But yeah, he kind of helped us really put everything into like all of our
He saw our
thoughts.
vision.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
saw our vision. Yeah, that's what it is. We
Yeah.
played the demos for him and he was like, okay, but what if we added this here and we like made this bigger? And it was like,
He
yeah.
helped bring all the like atmosphere and synths and extra background noise and all
Yeah.
of that come to life,
Yeah.
definitely, and fill it out.
Yeah, filled it out. He completed it
Yeah.
for us.
Absolutely. And
Mhm.
I know there's a lot of people that have opinions about that, but I feel like the point of music is to make it sound like you want it to sound as good as possible. And I completely support and respect that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of like saying that I want my songs to be like movie soundtrack songs. Like I want
Yeah.
them to feel
Absolutely.
big. I want people to hear them and be like, "Oh my God," and like
Yeah.
daydream out the window in the car that
Yeah.
they're like going into battle or something like
Well, like when
that.
we first got down there, he asked us, the first question was like, do you want like all the extra like cinematic stuff in your songs, or do you want it just like solely
Straightforward.
like instruments and like pretty straightforward? And we were like, we want to make it
Yeah.
cinematic and like
Yeah.
modern, really. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's what all the bands are doing today and sound like.
Mhm.
We want it to sound badass.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the trend.
Yeah,
being
literally.
badass.
Absolutely. You know, I grew up listening to Nirvana, and Nirvana had a very raw sound at first, and then they started getting some production. And I don't think there's anything wrong with having a little bit of both, or with just, like I said, just making your song sound as good as possible.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people can be scared of change.
Mhm.
And I feel like, you know, that kind of you have to like put that fear aside in order to go forth from
Yeah.
where you are.
You step outside the box
Mhm.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Try some new stuff.
Now, I know that you guys just released an EP at the beginning of November.
Yep.
So you're probably not thinking too much about what's upcoming, but I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you about upcoming tours, shows, singles, EPs, things of that nature. So let's talk about that for a moment.
Well, we actually just went back down to Nashville over Thanksgiving. So we were there for 10 days and we were recording some new music. So
Yep.
that'll be coming out in the new year.
Mhm.
Shows, we haven't started booking out too far yet. We have a show in, I think it's
February.
Oh, it's February 1st. It's at Love Drafts Microbrewery in Harrisburg. And then, yeah, we got to start booking our shows, but definitely
Yeah.
new music coming.
Yeah,
And
we were
Yeah.
focused on writing and producing the stuff for a while. So now that that's all kind of like we still have to obviously get our songs mixed and touched up. We have no final whatever product for
Yeah.
what we did. But we're really excited about all of it and it
Mhm.
sounds really good.
It does.
And we're hyped. So now we got to focus on
getting them out.
getting them
Yeah.
out, building our audience, going and playing for people. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you played Love Drafts yet?
We have not.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. That's a huge venue. I'm really glad that y'all got to play, or that you're going to get to play that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
a lot of really good bands come through there. So that's exciting.
Uh-huh.
come on out.
If I could, I would. Oh yeah, but definitely everybody check out Twist It. Your socials are
Our Instagram is twist.it.band. Facebook is just Twist It. YouTube Twist It. Spotify, Apple Music, all of that's Twist It.
Mhm.
TikTok.
Just make
Yeah.
sure you get them 2 words.
Yep.
Yeah.
Twist It.
and of course you do have a website, and I'll link all of that in the description below on this. Before we go, I wanted to give you a chance if you have any sponsors to shout those out.
I am endorsed by SJC Drums.
Mhm.
Shout out them.
Yeah, shout out
Yeah.
SJC.
Shout out JC.
And,
And any further endorsements, they can come our way.
Yes, please.
Yep.
Yeah.
and then before we do go, I wanted to give you the chance, if I forgot to ask you anything, or if there was anything you wanted to talk about, shout out, anything like that, this is your chance to do that.
I don't know.
No, just shout out Twist It.
Yeah. Get ready for new music.
Get
Yeah,
ready
It's
for
we're really
new music.
excited.
hard and soon.
2025 is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
And make sure you keep an eye out on all our socials. We try to post every day so you
Yep.
won't be bored.
Yep.
But yeah,
We're excited.
Yeah.
So, new things.
Logan, Sarah, Kayla, Twist It, thank you so much for joining me today. This was an honor and a pleasure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
thank
you
you
for
for
having
having
us.
us.
Yeah.